How are y'all doing today? I see a few of y'all in here. Good afternoon, good evening. I gotta say, my day was kind of interesting. I didn't have a great day at work, and I didn't even have a chance to like look up a whole bunch of stories. So we're gonna wing it. Hey y'all. Oh, doing good. Just got home. Just got all right. All right, guys. Okay. I hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, that was that was my mutual Jer from Scottu Network. They're really good people. They go by they them pronouns. I love them to death. They the next time they come to Texas, I'll definitely make my way out there to see them. Bad knees and all. Yeah, actually, it's the codename Kids Next Door song. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that jazzy feeling was absolutely correct. And that, like, that super secret spy agent, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all the good. That's all that good, good. All right. And it's from like a cartoon like album. Super tight. Anyway. Okay, guys. I had a good day. I mean, I had a good day hanging out with my coworkers. Let's say that I got these from a coworker for Valentine's Day, and I mentioned in passing that like my people told me that they're like the best gummies, and so they went out of their way to find some for me. I was like, you like me? My boss gave me like I have so many more paydays at home at work, but like my manager got me some paydays and some Funyuns. I love Funyuns. Dang, did you see the Funyun logo was all jacked up? But I've got a bowl loaded. Say hello to Bismuth. And then let's do an icebreaker story. So let's do it. Welcome back to the Reddit Rainbow. So, the Reddit Rainbow. I will judge everything. Not the way you look, just the treatment you took. The Reddit Rainbow. The Reddit Rainbow. All right. Now, the first story I'm going to read is this one. It's called Am I the Asshole for Saying the Parents Are to Blame for a Near Drowning? Now, I read a story that was really similar to this once. It was like a little kid saved his mom from drowning, and all the parents, all the aunts, the cousins, like all the adults just overly failed this poor child. So I'm excited. Heck yeah. Yeah. And then, am I the asshole for saying the parents are to blame for me near drowning? At my 50th birthday party, my little cousin nearly drowned and ended up disabled with a traumatic brain injury. The boy cannot walk, talk, eat, or move his limbs, just moving his arms a little, but he can't see. A friend of mine has been interested in his progress, so I sent her the GoFundMe and she donated. She signed up for their Caring Bridge updates, and every time there's a post on Facebook, I send it to her. She also asks about him whenever I see her. Recently, I went out to brunch with my cousin, who's the boy's grandmother, and she was saying how this could have happened to anyone and no one's to blame. I asked if she meant she I asked if that meant she thought someone was minding the child at the time of the drowning, because it was pretty obvious no one was watching the kid when he got caught up in the water. They don't even know how long he was in the water, which is what the paramedics were told when they arrived. She basically said she didn't want to place blame on anyone for this unfortunate accident. I later told my friend about the conversation with my cousin, and we were texting about it. Last night, she sent me a bunch of messages about how offended she was that I was trying to place blame on the parents. I told her that I was there when it happened, and I also had to give a statement to the police detectives. So, unfortunately, what happened is true. No one was watching the kid, and he nearly drowned because of it. How old is he? Hold on. Did they say how old he was? How long has it been? I later told my friend, and I also told her I wasn't willing to rewrite history just to make the mom feel better about herself. Now my friend isn't talking to me, has canceled our plans to hang out, and doesn't want to be my friend anymore because she's a mom and is horrified I would say something like this. So I'm wondering if now I'm the asshole for saying no one was watching the kid and it's the parents' fault this happened. I mean, I wouldn't say it's your fault. You know what like? I wouldn't call you an asshole, but maybe have a little empathy. But I don't know, because you're not wrong either. You're like the person who's technically correct and is like a dick about it, but you're not being a dick about it, are you? Depends. What do y'all think? Hey, welcome, welcome. Oh, Ray. Also, I definitely channeled a little Frenny in the meeting this morning by saying, let's keep going. I love it. Y'all, I can't even tell y'all how giddy it makes me when y'all say that. Y'all quote me. Like, that makes me so happy. It's like an inside joke that we all have. Like, nobody knows what the fuck we're talking about. I adore y'all. All right. My PSA on when everyone is there. No one is watching the kids. I learned this pretty quick as a new mom at large social gatherings. Everyone wants to play past the baby, play with the toddler, but no one is actually caring for the child, which means aunties and cousins will gleefully scoop your child from your arms and tell you to go enjoy because they have the baby, but then they pass the child to another person, walk away, and then act shocked when you didn't come asking for your child back. Set a toddling child down with the instructions to go find your mommy, and then be ever so surprised when the barely walking child does not go find their parent. Take a younger child to observe, participate in the activity, and then abandon them halfway, then wonder why you're upset that the child was left unsupervised. And then they will turn around and act like you're a horrible parent for not hovering over the baby they assured you that they would care for. But don't worry, when you change your habits and are now the family babysitters, they'll be sure to comment about how you and your spouse never leave your children's side. My point: people are oddly content to put other people's children in jeopardy because it's not their job to watch the children, even after telling the parent that they will. Never assume your children are being looked after in a social setting, because they're absolutely not. I don't, I agree fully with that. I was going to say, whenever we're at family gatherings, one of us has an eye on a child, or at least is nearby. Like, one time, Rose, our daughter, put her hands in an ant hill. That was a day. And we took full responsibility for that. So don't do that. Well, the boy lived. I wonder if they didn't charge them because they lived. Not the asshole. Seems like the friend created a parasocial relationship with the boy and his family. Ooh. Dang. Dang. How often does that happen in those GoFundMe things? What? Dude, that's crazy. When we had a bunch of little kids at family gatherings, when water settings, I made rubber bracelets with every kid's name on them. And if you were in charge of the child, you had the bracelet. If you handed the child off to someone else, you handed them the bracelet. It made everyone a lot more intentional about the little ones, and it worked fabulously. No one wants to be the one wearing the Johnny bracelet when Johnny gets into shit. Oh, that's pretty amazing. I might save this one for later because that's incredible. Fucked up story. Great advice. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let me put this over to the side, and then I'm gonna put it over here. Sweetheart, did you finish that thing? And we'll do that on the next episode of Vibes and Delights. Because one's coming tomorrow. Yeah, not the asshole. My nephew. Hey, everybody. I mean, I literally said what you wrote. Is Butts in here? Am I being dumb? I haven't seen Butts. I haven't seen butt stuff yet. Have I? I thought it was Lazy Line Painter Jane. My nephew got lost in the crowd. The person who was watching him was, oh, okay. I was wondering, I was like, man, I haven't seen butts in a while, but I know they're really sick, so I hope they're all right. No, I know they're really sick right now. They haven't been messaging me like they normally do, so I figure that they were just, trying to get better. But I'll check in on them here in a little while after this. And then sometimes I think, oh wait, hold on. No, it's all good. Well, I can't speak for them. Never mind. I'm gonna okay, so my nephew got lost in a crowd once. The person who was watching him was upset when we called out that you can't just dump a toddler and say, go find your mom. Ooh, so that really happened to you? That's crazy. Sometimes stuff is hard to hear. I don't think he was the asshole unless we're missing some context, right? Crazy. But all right. So let's go ahead and start the voting. So all of these stories were chosen. Y'all sound off in the comments section just in case I forgot to ask pronouns. I'm she, her, friend the human, you may call me. And y'all sound off in the comment section what your pronouns are. And then while y'all are doing that, let's do a vote. So, would I be the asshole if I report my therapist for calling me a misogynist? Am I the asshole for siding with my mom over my dad and stepmom after mom published the obituary my sister wrote that didn't mention our stepmoms or half siblings? Oh, okay. Oh man. My dad always said that I'm not anybody's babysitter. I was the youngest, but also one of the older cousins. She, her, she, her, she, they, she, her. Mm. So, would I be the asshole if I report my therapist for essentially calling me a misogynist? Put a talking emoji. Am I the asshole for siding with my mom over my dad? Put a dove. Put a dove because it's having to do with an obituary. And then, would I be the asshole if I moved out of our apartment knowing my fiance and his mom can't afford it? Dang, put like moving box. Put like a moving box or something. Wow. And this one has an update. Oh, this one's a saga. You know what? Let's put this one to the back burner because this looks like a saga. All right. So let's try. Am I the asshole for not supporting my brother's wife while she fights cancer? And yes, I definitely took all of these from the suggestions because, like I said, I like literally came screaming home and then sat down. I like put my shit together. I loaded a bowl. I went outside, had a part of a puff of a cigarette, and then I came in. So, am I the asshole for not supporting my brother's wife while she fights cancer? I got some crazy ones today, just like all the calls I had today. All the calls I had were crazy shit that I'd never dealt with before. Would I be the asshole if I report my therapist for essentially calling me a therapist? Do the talk. Am I the asshole for siding with my mom? Put a dove. Or am I the asshole for not supporting my brother's wife? Put like a ring or something. Oh, I see a couple boxes here actually. 1, 2, 3. 3 boxes. Let's just call it 3 boxes. Is that the long story? Yeah, it's the long story. Do y'all want me to read the long story? I'm gonna let y'all choose because I want y'all to lead right now. I feel like my brain's on fire. A dove? A dove? Okay. I'll change your vote. 1, 2. We got to talk. That's okay. Just let me know. Y'all want a long story? Okay. Honestly, it might make my life easier. I'm not sure about the spoons I have. You know, like I feel like what's the Pokemon that has spoons? Alakazam. Is that who it is? I don't know. Yeah, the Pokemon that has spoons and he's like psychic. Is that Alakazam? Or is it Abra? No, it's not Abra. It's Kadabra. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, we've got hella time. All right, let's go. So, boom. I just want to say I love you guys so much. I appreciate y'all so much. And thank you for making this easy on me. Okay. Thank you. Kadabra and Alakazam. Okay. Okay. Thank you. But basically, I was like, I feel like I'm holding onto the spoon and it's about to bend. That's how like how hard I'm like trying to focus right now. All right, all right, all right. So let's keep going. Grab your vibes and your delights, and let's jump into the story. My female 29 and ex question mark fiance, male 27, have been living together for about a year and a half. Fiance got his undergraduate degree, worked for a couple years, and then decided to go get a master's, which is how we ended up in our city. We moved in together after he finished his master's. Fiance is from the Midwest, and his mom always wanted him to move back. When he told her he was staying here, she was heartbroken. I went to college. I got a degree in STEM, in a STEM field, After I graduated, I got a job with my current company and moved to the city where we currently live. It's a big international company with multiple locations in the US and international. I love my job. I like the company I work for. The pay is pretty good, and all in all, a pretty good deal. During COVID, my office shut down and we all went work from home. After COVID, they decided not to reopen this office, so I've been 100% work from home since 2020. I currently make considerably more than him, mainly because I've been working for 7 years and I'm in tech. How do I get a job like that? I had been living by myself in a 1 bedroom apartment and just had my office set up in the living room since it was just me. When we moved in together, we decided to get a 2 bedroom apartment so I could use the extra room as an office. Because of this, I was paying 2/3 of the rent and he paid one. We split everything else 50-50. So the problem that started this May, fiance's mom told him she wanted to move to our city to be closer to him. Boy, mom. Boy, mom. Hmm. Call in agents. So she's a teacher and figured she could get a teaching job. Hold on. Fiance's mom wanted to move so she could be closer to him. She asked if she could stay with us while she looked for a job and got settled. She's a teacher and figured she'd be able to get a job teaching pretty quickly. Because of that, I didn't really mind her staying with us, as I figured it would just be for a couple months over the summer. Since I thought it would only be for a couple months over the summer, I moved my office into a corner of our bedroom, and fiance bought a bed to put in the second bedroom. The problem is she never applied for any teaching positions and has been living with us for 6 months. Wow. She and I have really been struggling with each other ever since she moved in. I can't make her understand that I work full time. She constantly interrupts while I'm working, which is bad enough, but she even interrupts when I'm on Teams calls. She always asks me to take her places because she doesn't like to drive in our city, and she has pretty outdated views of gender roles and is constantly giving me a hard time for not doing more around the house and making fiance help with the chores, do his own laundry. I'm paying all the bills. Yeah. Anyway, the constant criticism and insults are just really wearing me down, and I hate having my office shoved in a corner of the bedroom. Back in September, I told my fiance that since it looks like his mom is going to stay a while, we should split the rent 3 ways. And he told me she can't afford that since she has to conserve money until she gets a job. And I told him I wasn't happy paying for a room that I can't use. So finally, he said we could do a 50-50. I could afford to pay the extra, but I hate the idea of funding her lifestyle. Every time I complain about her or the situation, he says he agrees but doesn't know what to do because he can't kick out his mom. Yes, you can. And he won't talk to her about the way she treats me or how she behaves. When I ask what the long-term plan is, he says he just doesn't know. I've thought about giving him an ultimatum to tell her that she has to leave, but I think he'd just end up resenting me for essentially putting him mom, what are you, Jamaican, on the street. So one of my girlfriends is losing her roommate at the end of February. Our lease renews June 1st, and I'm very strongly considering moving out of our current apartment and moving in with her. I can afford to pay my part of rent on our current apartment and also half the rent at my friend's apartment. It's not ideal, but I'm not a big spender, so it is doable. The issue is if he and his mom aren't able to pay for a third the rent each there, it oh, if he and his mom aren't able to pay for a third of the rent each, there is no way they could ever cover the whole thing on their own. But I can't live like this anymore, so I'm pretty sure this is what I'll do, but I wanted to see if people thought I'd be an asshole for leaving them in this situation. Not the asshole. But now I just want your tea. She specifically planned this. Yes. So, not the asshole. His mom is the biggest asshole because she specifically planned this. It isn't that she's had bad luck, she didn't even apply. Add in that she didn't respect your workplace and insults you. She's basically trying to be the matriarch of the house while being a complete mooch. The biggest problem is your fiance. This is just a glimpse of your future with a mama's boy. He's made it clear that he's okay with her walking all over you, and she's not leaving. You're going to end up in the third wheel in your own marriage. Damn. And everybody's like piggybacking on that. Wow. What do y'all have to say about that? I'm going to take a few hits real quick. Oh, here, let me play a quick song for y'all. What do y'all think about that?
Oh, potatoes and molasses. If you want some, or just ask, 'cause they're warm and soft, like puppies in socks, filled with cream and candy rocks. Oh, potatoes and molasses. They're so much sweeter than algebra class. If your stomach is grumbling and your mouth starts mumbling, there's
An
only one thing to keep your
infestation.
brain from
I
crumbling.
know,
Oh,
yes.
potatoes and molasses. If you can't see, put on your glasses. They're shiny and large, like a fisherman's barge. You
A
know
lot of
you gotta
programs
love
called
when you
Help.
start seeing stars. Oh, potatoes and molasses. It's the only thing
A lot of
left
programming
on
starts
your
with
task, but they're short and stout. They'll make everyone shout. But
Cool.
potatoes
People,
and
oh yeah, this is like my first question was, where the fuck is
for
all this
potatoes.
A big thank you to all of you who've been watching and giving me views. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to follow.
Ooh, I have that shirt.
The biggest thank you to everyone on Patreon. And if you purchase merch, I can say thank you on the minute song.
All right. Let's go to the next part. Update. Let's see. Let's go back to the page. All right, cool. All right, let's go all the way to the bottom. And this is from 15 days ago. Okay. Okay. So I started off trying to reply to everyone's comments and keep up, but honestly, I just got completely overwhelmed with all the comments. First off, I want to thank everyone for their feedback and comments, even the ones that were kind of harsh. Actually, probably especially the ones that were kind of harsh. Wow. I really needed some tough love to make me realize that I was letting my soon to be ex and his mom take advantage of me. The more comments I read, the more pissed off I got. Honestly, I think I'm more pissed at myself for allowing this to happen and not advocating for myself more. Don't be mad. Just do better next time. You're doing just fine, I'm sure. And now I'm super excited. This past weekend, I got my soon to be ex alone so we could talk, which was actually harder than it should have been because his mom always tries to tag along when we do anything. Going through all the comments everyone left and the private messages people sent really helped me decide how to approach this and also brought up a lot of good questions I should have thought of myself. Back to the discussion. I wanted to give him one more chance to pick us over his mom, not because I thought he would, But I just wanted to be able to tell myself that I gave him the opportunity. I explained again about how unhappy I am with the situation, how it's affecting my work because of her constant interruptions, and just being unhappy and uncomfortable that I'm forced to work out of a corner in our bedroom. And I reminded him that until a few months ago, I was paying the majority of the rent, and being that I make so much more than him, it's really my salary that keeps us all afloat. And I also brought up again the way she treats me and talks to me, and he replied the same way. He agrees it's not right how she acts, and it's really uncomfortable for us all. What the fuck? I don't care if she's uncomfortable. Previously, I would have dropped it right there, but this time I told him how angry and disappointed I was that he let me pay for 2/3 of the rent when she first moved in, and how unfair it was that I'm still paying for half when there are 3 people living here and she's the only one with her own bedroom. It was the same story. She has to conserve, which brought up the question of where all her stuff went when she moved. What money does she use for incidentals? So, evidently, when she got divorced, she asked for the divorce after my ex went off to college. It doesn't sound like her husband or ex, it doesn't sound like dad wanted the divorce. His dad bought her out of the equity in their house. Ex didn't have any idea how much that was or how much is left, but until she moved here, she was working full time as a teacher and living in a small apartment. So she should not have had to tap into the divorce settlement money very much. Other than that, X didn't have much insight to her finances other than what she told him, that she has to conserve money. I told him straight up that I'm moving out before the end of the month, and from now on, I'm only paying 25%, as some of the commenters pointed out. She has a whole bedroom while I have to share with a man child. I read it so fast. Damn. I'm sorry. So she so she should have to pay twice as much. And after I move out, I'm not paying for anything else. No utilities, no food, nothing other than rent. I have a pretty idea what his finances are like. And if he has to pay 75% of the rent all by himself, it's going to take a huge chunk of his net income. And after he pays utilities and buys groceries, there won't be anything left for incidentals. Rent was due on the 1st, but it's not late till after the 5th. So he has 2 days to come up with the money. And if he doesn't come up with it and I end up covering, then I'll reduce the amount I pay in future months. The only reason I'm going to keep paying any of it is even after I move out is because I'm still on the hook. I talked to the leasing office and they explained that since X and I signed a single rental agreement together, example, one contract we both signed as opposed to two contracts we signed individually, we are both responsible for the rent. They don't care who actually pays as long as it's paid. The only alternative would be if he agrees to sign a new lease by himself or together with his mom. But in all likelihood, he wouldn't be able to pass the credit check on his own. So I'm kind of stuck. I don't think he'll do anything stupid though, because he's going to need to find some place to live after this, and a collection on his credit will not be good. I also told him that I'm going to find some place to work during the day until I move so she can't bother me. My friend I'm moving with said I could work there during the day since she and her current roommate have 9 to 5s. Have in-person 9 to 5s. I took her up on that for now. After living with his mom, I'm not about to overstay my welcome, so I'm going to find some other options that I can rotate through. Someone suggested checking out the public library, or if it comes to it, I'll get a membership at one of the WeWork kind of places, just in case. I brought my important papers, files, valuables, and my friend is storing them for me until I move in. Also, I don't know, the public library, like that just sounds like the kind of place that they tell you not to hook your computer up to whenever you're working at home. So be careful with that. He didn't really take it well. The surprising thing to me is that he was surprised by everything. What? He seemed really shocked that I wasn't prioritizing his mom. I really got the feeling that he sincerely believed I wanted to take care of her as much as him, and kept saying stuff like, "What about my mom? What am I going to tell her?" That's all Still, we need to help her. He asked about our relationship and the engagement, and I told him that after I moved out, I needed some spice. And in a few months, we've both agreed to time, space to process. Oh, hold on. In a few months, when we've both had some time or space to process what happened, in a few months, when we've both had some time, space to process what happened, if we both agree, we can talk about the relationship. Oh, if we both agree, we can talk about the relationship. I am so sorry. That was like, yeah, sorry about that. I had the worst time reading that. I'm so sorry. Okay. He'd have to prove that he's going to have my back going forward and will set boundaries with his mom. I told him that just to avoid more drama, but I don't see a future in which we're together. I told him he needs to tell his mom because she's not my responsibility or my problem, and she'll know something's up when I start moving my stuff out. He hasn't told her what's going on yet, but this weekend I'm going to start moving things so he doesn't have much time. My friend's current roommate starts a new job in another state on the 3rd. So in reality, I could probably move in 2 to 3 weeks, just depending when she actually leaves. I don't expect him to do anything bad other than sulk and complain, but if he does something stupid or doesn't pay his part of the rent, the ace is up my sleeve is I'll tell the leasing office his mom moved in, which is prohibited in the lease. Honestly, getting evicted would solve a lot of my problems right now, so it's a pretty valid threat, I think. Now that I've mentally and emotionally separated myself from him and his mom, I'm looking forward to her reaction when he tells her what's going on. Me too. And if it gets ugly, I'll find a cheap B&B or Airbnb, sorry, or hotel or something. And I've had some friends, including the one I'm moving in with, offer to let me couch surf for a few weeks, but I can't just do that to someone else. So that's it. I'm leaving, and I don't really care how that affects them. Ooh. 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 Hell yeah. Everybody's just like, damn, I can't believe they took advantage of you like this. What do y'all think about that story, guys?
Let's go in the garden. You'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down. When you finally find it, you'll see how it's faded. The underside is lighter when you turn it around. And everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily, nightly, in little ways. When everything stays.
All right. He better tell mama so she can gain some gainful employment. I'm happy for her. So happy they hadn't gotten married yet. Right. Proud of her, but I think mom is going to retaliate. I hope there's minimal drama, but if there is drama, I hope she spills that tea. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hold on. Would I be the asshole if knowing my fiance and his mom can't move out? Moved out. Okay. I think this is the last one. Okay. Is this it? Or is this one? Okay. Yeah, it's the same story. Okay. All right. So we have one more part to this story. And it's called, it's the same thing, but it says, I moved out. All right. So, hey everyone. I've been getting a lot of requests for an update. So I wanted to let everyone know how it went with X's mom. Found out about me not covering all the rent and moving out. It was kind of a shit show, but I moved out. And I'm not going to read the rest of that. Too long didn't read because we're going to read the fuck out of this shit. Last week, I started working out of my friend's apartment, the one I'm moving in with, so I didn't see X's mom on Monday. Tuesday, around lunch, she sent me a text asking where I was. I told her I was working and I'd be home late. She replied that X told her that I wasn't going to be contributing as much, so she had to loan him money for rent. That wasn't a surprise to me, so I just replied with a thumbs up. I had plans with my friend and her roommate, who I'm also friends with, to go out for dinner and then get some drinks. So by the time I got home, it was after midnight and X's mom was already asleep. The fun started Wednesday morning. I was getting ready to go to work at my friend's place when my ex's mom stopped me and said we need to discuss my financial situation. Then she went on a whole tirade about her having to cover my part of the rent, me making foolish choices by going out to dinner when I couldn't even pay rent. I was irresponsible with money and inconsiderate, blah, blah, blah. She went on to say that if she was going to pay, then she expected me to do a better job on keeping on top of the chores and keeping the apartment clean and organized. I told her I was moving out since obviously soon to be ex hadn't told her yet. She seemed, I don't know, pleased with herself, and she was like, maybe that's for the best. When I got home, right off the bat, she wanted the talk. She said instead of me moving out, we could get a bigger apartment and she'd be willing to help by paying. The difference between a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom, then we could go back to the arrangement that X and I had, me paying 2/3 and him paying one. Honestly, when she was saying this, I think my brain vapor locked. She was making it sound like she was doing us a favor. Apparently, this man child who literally tells his mom every single thing about our lives, and you didn't find that red flaggish? You guys, I have a TikTok that I'm like waiting to hit send on because y'all are just in the worst relationships. Like, I was bitching, like, the people that I had to deal with on my way home were so awful. And I just know that a great many of them were last minute shopping for their wives because the closer I got to the residential districts, the like less traffic I encountered. But oh my God, everything was terrible. Terrible. Ugh. Anyway, I tried to be polite. Oh, okay, sorry. Apparently, this man child who tells his mom every single thing about our lives and relationship hadn't bothered to tell his mom about how much I was actually contributing. It seems like once she discovered X wasn't paying for everything like she thought, she wasn't as excited about me moving out. I tried to be polite and I told her that I'd already given notice to our apartment complex that I was moving out by the end of the month and already committed to move in with my friend. And she kept trying to push the issue and said if she was willing to pay the difference, I should just stay because that would be really best for everyone. Oh, okay. But by this point, I was getting annoyed and told her because of the way she's been acting and treating me, I had no interest in living with her anymore. And that's when the best line of this whole dumpster fire came out of her mouth. She said she was worried I was taking advantage of her son. And if we had told her about our financial arrangement, she would have been more understanding of why I wasn't keeping up with the apartment. I told her maybe a good lesson from this is try being nice to everyone in the future, not just the people you think can help you. And I asked her why she didn't help out more since she wasn't doing anything productive all day. She did not like either of those comments and got really hostile. Oh, and it got really hostile with both of us yelling at each other. And to be fair, we both said some pretty awful things to one another. Finally, I told her I was going to inform the rental office that she'd been living there contrary to the lease agreement because getting evicted would be worth it to see her living on the street. I grabbed my laptop and went to my friends. I didn't even bother packing an overnight bag. Next afternoon, Thursday, my ex texted me and said he added his mom to the lease effective the 1st of next month and that she and his dad, I have no idea how that poor man got roped into this, would pay half the rent and ex would pay the other half. I confirmed with the property manager that I was off the lease and I didn't need any further obligation. I got it in an email so I have a record. I put disconnect orders in for the utilities under my name and I told him to call and set up accounts under his. I'm going to lose the damage deposit if it goes to whoever's living there, but it's a small price to pay to be free. On the way home, I stopped and got a bunch of boxes to pack my stuff, and she was hostile when I got home, and when she saw how much I was taking, she got worse. Baby! Mine! I got a slapper. Get off. Joe heavy old head. A big head. Anyway, so she got mad because I started taking all of my shit, right? I ended up taking Friday off to finish packing, and on Saturday got some friends to help move stuff to my place. I'm going to pay my friends some rent for the next 2 weeks until one moves out, and they didn't want me to, but I'm not going to stay in someone's home and not contribute. If nothing else, living with ex and his mom taught me that. Right, I was about to say this is almost like a trauma that you readily want to pay people back. Hold on. There we go. And then what? All right. And then if nothing else, living with ex and his mom taught me this. Last night, ex and I got together and talked for the first time since Saturday. His mom's staying till June when the lease is up, and then she's moving back. According to him, she really just didn't like living there, and that's why she didn't like try to find a job. Then he asked how long a break he thought we should take. A few commenters gave me a hard time for stringing him along, so I was brutally honest and told him that I could not be with someone that allowed others to treat me the way he allowed his mom to treat me, and that I hoped he learned to stand on his own and establish some boundaries. He looked like he was going to cry, but just got up and left. As far as I'm concerned, this whole thing is over and done. I'm going to call it a learning experience and be glad I found out how awful ex's mom is before we got married. The thing that amazes me is the amount of damage this woman leaves in her wake and how utterly oblivious she is. She destroyed our engagement and relationship, is leaving ex in a much worse financial situation, pushed back her ex-husband retirement by I don't know how many years, since now he likely has to pay off a mortgage or a second mortgage he had to pay to get her off the equity, and she made my life hell for 6+ months. That was a long ass sentence. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And she's walking away completely unscathed. According to my ex, she's going back to her hometown and picking up her old job. And I'm thinking about going to visit my parents next week and working from their house. I want to tell them how boring and undramatic they are, and I'm so grateful for it. I love them a lot. Aww. Oh, lol. Oh my gosh. Let me catch up on these comments and y'all listen to the your bum. Yes, 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 yes. You elusive slapper. What the fuck, that guy? I hope he up and abandons his mom after that too. He scrubbed and let her come in and rule his life and bounced that
Let's go in the garden. You'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down. When you finally find it,
Cry to your mama, boy. Cry to your mama, you mama, boy. Oh. Slapper should change his name to Sherpa. Like Sherpa. Laying. You with him who be laying. All right. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. I can't believe that somebody, well, like, I mean, I can. Hold on.
I can't believe. What is this?
Oh, I don't know. You've got
Oh.
kiss marks all over you. Oh, what's wrong with it? Oh, no. So, we had Valentine's Day at my job today, and I got hella candy and hella sweet notes. I'll have to read them to y'all. But they also had cookies, and apparently they were just complete ass.
I like tasted the plastic container it came in.
Oh, no. That's terrible. As far as I know, they've been in those bags the whole day.
I can tell.
Oh, gosh. Look, it's butt stuff. I was so worried. I was like, I knew you hadn't been in the live, so I was like, I know they were feeling kind of terrible recently, so I hope they're doing okay. And I even said that I would message you after the live. But look, here you are. Yay. Oh, look, butt stuff. My coworker got me these for Valentine's Day.
Yes. Let me just taste out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to eat just like plastic and wood and stuff?
What?
When you were younger?
Plastic? I don't think I ate plastic.
You were a natural girly.
Yeah.
It tasted like what I imagine like a school chair tastes like.
Staticky.
Yeah.
Weird.
You're so good.
No, it was a work cookie. All right.
Yeah, that
Oh
was a
my
corporate
gosh.
cookie.
Oh my gosh. Nah, it was the worst kind of work cookie, but all right. So, what do y'all think, guys? Do y'all think a slapper's choice? Do y'all want to do a slapper's choice?
Well, then you're just putting the voting on me. You're taking away their votes.
We're just hanging out. You told me not to think too hard today and just go with the flow. Slappa told me to go with the flow today, so. I'm scared of all the like yellows because I'm allergic to bananas and pineapples. And I don't know which one's which. Slapper's choice. All right. Come on, baby.
All right, I'm picking.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one?
So Slappa's being really stoned.
I don't know what's happening.
So I'm asking you, what story do you want to read?
Well,
So
I'm just seeing the one. I was like, what's that one?
would I be the asshole if I report my therapist for essentially calling me a misogynist? Am I the asshole for siding with my mom over my dad about the obituary for my sister? Am I the asshole for not supporting my brother's wife while she fights cancer? Am I the asshole for leaving my friend's group chat after no one acknowledged my birthday?
I think the cancer one. It's the only one that seems like you could be the asshole. You probably are the asshole from the title, but let's see.
Let's keep going. Grab your vibes and your delights, and let's keep going.
It's okay if the gummies are touching.
What?
Did I pick the right one?
I guess so. What's okay if the gummies are touching?
Like allergy?
Oh, I have no idea because I don't eat them. Oh, are you saying? Well, I don't know. I
mean,
will say,
obviously,
obviously not, because I've had a few of these, like bags, and I haven't gotten horribly sick yet. But I don't eat the yellows or the whites.
Why are you so racist?
My brother's wife, -40, recently.
Whoa.
What does that mean?
Age gap red flag.
Oh.
Dang.
My brother's wife recently found out she has cancer and has started chemo. They both have great jobs, have 3 young children, a beautiful home, and a pretty desirable lifestyle. Her job has allowed her to take off the next year for her medical emergency, and my brother is still working because he's been missing a lot of work to support his wife. That's so fucked up. That's America for you. Ugh, sickening. And not in the good way. The other day, he asked me for financial assistance because the cost of continuing their lifestyle is more than they can afford without both of their full incomes. I can afford to help them, and they would most likely help me if the roles were reversed and I was in need. However, all of my savings is currently invested in stocks that are meant to be my children's inheritance when I eventually pass. The problem I'm having is that they have not made any sacrifices financially, yet they're asking me to cover their expenses with the promise of eventually paying me back. All of their children still have trust funds, college savings, some that I personally contributed to. They still spend thousands of dollars per month on sports and activities for the family. They still own stocks and have well-funded retirement accounts. Oh, hell nah. Okay, nah.
Already over it.
Nah. As well as business investments. I'm retired, low income, and have a large savings that I have invested in my children. For my children. Oh my gosh. I think that shit's starting to hit. Is it unrealistic for me to expect them to have to trim the fat on their lifestyle and liquidate their own investments before asking me to contribute mine?
Nah,
I feel
they
like
definitely should.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like an asshole, but it seems like they're using the pity of the situation to their advantage. Go ahead and voice your displeasure now. Because I'm mad. Ooh, I'm mad. I have no idea what y'all are talking about. Whoa. No touching.
Come along.
am I paying for? Like, what does that entail?
Like you're just
Tail.
paying. You're just paying because she has to take her home. But like everybody gets
Maybe like paying the copay. Right. They don't want to do that. Yeah. Man, that's crazy. No, I haven't talked about the halftime show because if I'm being honest with you, I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
We didn't watch the
I just
sports.
watched the guy
ball.
wave the flag and run around. That's all I saw of it.
I didn't even hear the national anthem that everybody's so angry about.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care if I ever hear that song again.
I heard that it was pretty okay,
Yeah.
but it was no Whitney Houston.
It'll never be no Whitney Houston.
That's what my mom and dad said. They would be like, Whitney Houston, did y'all remember Whitney Houston? Nah. That's what they used to be.
Every Super Bowl.
Yeah, every Super Bowl is like, y'all remember Whitney Houston, don't you? All right. We got, it's 9:37 and we got a few more to read. And I definitely chose all of these from the suggestions because, like I said, I have been at work all day. I'm definitely burning both ends of the candle today or this week because I'm in office. So I really, really want to say a big old thank you to Another Crazy Day, just because I really needed that today because I just didn't have the wherewithal. But all right. So next, it's your turn. So, am I the asshole for leaving my friend's group chat after no one acknowledged my birthday invite? You could do like a phone emoji. Am I the asshole for getting my father's affair partner fired after exposing her affair and the fact that she's an unmarried mother to the school she worked at?
What?
Let's just put fire. Fire. Oops. Let's just do fire. And then, would I be the asshole if I report my therapist for essentially calling me a misogynist? Do a talk emoji. All right? So a talk emoji or a fire for exposing my father's affair partner, or am I the asshole for leaving my friend's group chat? Put a phone, fire, or a therapist calling misogynist, which is a talking. Ooh, a flaming heart. Very Valentine's Day-esque.
Fire it up.
Fire it up. Fire it up.
Fire it up.
Well, I feel like I'm going to give it another moment. It's kind of close. We got 3 and 2. Wait, there's only 5. Okay. What's your vote?
Fire it up.
Fire it up indeed. All right. So, am I the asshole for getting my father's affair partner fired after exposing her affair and the fact that she's an unmarried mother to the school she worked at? I feel like this is a slippery slope of a title, meaning like, are you just projecting your own anger at single mothers? Like, what does that mean? So, my mom and I found out in September that my dad has been cheating on her for at least 5 years. Oh, how did we know it was that long? He had 2 kids with her, and the oldest is 4.
Oh my God.
His affair partner is someone pretty well known. She made a name for herself for pushing Christian family values, of course. She's been on local radio spewing hate for a lot of different people, Of course she has. I know someone who was her student before, and she was a real asshole to students as well, always judging them for being in a private Christian school and not being Christian enough. She sounds miserable. She left her job for a while, and I guess that's when she had the two kids. She started at a new school a couple years ago, another Christian private school. When mom and I found out who she was, we were very much in the what the fuck category. My father wanted me to give her a chance and to not hold the affair against him and get to know his family. But I'm 17 and he couldn't force me. And I told him I wanted nothing to do with him, her, or their kids. What the fuck? That is crazy. That is crazy. How did you not know?
For 5 years?
5
and you
years.
Had 2 kids.
2 kids.
And he wants you to not hold it against him.
That shit's crazy.
That's insane.
It bothered me so much that I ended up looking at the school she worked for. And how did they even get together?
Right.
How'd they even get together? Oh, that's crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
She works at this school. And they supposedly have something against single mothers.
Oh, because Christians.
How did she have 2 kids while working at this school?
She didn't. Remember, she took some time off. She quit her job and came back after she had kids.
Oh, well, how did she like hide that she's a single mom? Was he coming to like meet her boss?
Anyway, so it bothered me so much that I ended up looking up the school she worked for, and I saw that they had a code of ethics for their teachers, and she violated it. Oh, because it's a Christian school, they have weird ethics, but with her affair, and 2 with having kids before marriage. So I anonymously contacted the school and shared that info with him and them, and she got fired. They didn't figure out that I was the one who did it until last month when her appeal ended and she saw some of the evidence they had against her. Of course, they were angry and accused me of being awful and spiteful and think of the kids. Well, I don't really care what they think, and I love seeing that arrogant asshole knocked off her high horse. I don't feel bad, and even if they ended up homeless in a shelter because of it, that's not my fucking problem. But my aunt, who I was always super close with, sided with them. She said that what I did was incredibly spiteful, and it would have hurt the kids more than anyone if the consequences were homelessness or whatever. She told me I don't have to want anything to do with any of them, but shouldn't have gone so far. And if I was your fucking aunt, I would have been like, yeah, it sucks for the kids, but hell the fuck yes.
You know what I hate about like these Christian hypocrites? They want all the like blessings and God's doing such great things in my life, yada yada, while they're doing this shit, being fucking pieces of shit entirely to everybody. And then when the consequences come for them, they're like, oh, I don't deserve this. And it's like, you don't like the part where God punishes the wicked? You don't like the righteous justice of your all-powerful God? I don't know, bro. You're kind of fucking up a lot here.
But there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees.
Bars.
I got bills to pay.
Oh.
I got mouths to feed. Ain't nothing in this world for free. No, you can't go down. I don't remember the words.
You can't go down?
I don't know. Though you know, I wish I could. There ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good.
Where'd the kids go to school? Your dad didn't know for 3 years? That sucks.
Oh my gosh. Yes, but it doesn't sound like what if it's like, what if you're right?
Did it say where they went to school? Did his kids go to school?
Let's see if there's any comments. Is there any updates?
No.
Oh, it's too new. She was still spewing all that shit while sleeping with a married man, having his kids, and she was so critical of unmarried parents too. Didn't think their kids belonged in Christian schools, you fucking hypocrite. Oh my God. Oh, you know what? You know what? Every accusation is just a confession. Every accusation is just a confession. I'm just saying, she was saying all that shit while doing all that shit.
Right.
Because she was like, she was absolutely projecting. And that's why is that so common with all of these stories? It's like every single time that anybody, like a Pearl, I hope it's Pearl. At least she got some dick finally.
Who?
Pearl,
The weird chick?
the misogynist red pill.
Who gave her dick?
That's what I'm saying. I hope it's Pearl.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. Ooh. And I was gonna say that maybe it's like one of those things where like they go to church every Sunday, and he would see her during church, like you said, like maybe it was like a Sunday school, because like I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm being honest with you, but I bet you it was church. If she was that Christian, there was no way that they could have met literally anywhere else.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this the asshole. I think it's like,
Justified?
yeah, I'm pretty neutral on it. Like, you didn't have to go that far, but you could, because he hurt you too. He broke up your family to fucking have kids with this bitch. Fuck her.
I know, and he's going to get tired of her, because once a cheater, always a cheater. The thrill is gone. Everything's in the open.
Right.
Everybody knows.
Your facade is broken.
So he's going to want to start over and be his most hedonistic bullshit that he could think of.
Or they're going to try and, like, make it work, and...
No, they're going to make it work until he decides to start cheating again,
Right.
and then he'll become a heathen.
We listen and we don't judge.
Somebody said that at work in the last 10 minutes, and I was like, who we judging? And she never answered. So,
But
I mean,
we don't judge.
well, I want to judge. All right, but what do y'all think, though? What do y'all think? I see a couple, not the assholes, with Slappa here. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think that they're the asshole? Or do you think it's justified? Justified asshole? Everybody sucks. Nobody's the asshole. That y'all better not put nobody's the asshole, because there's an asshole in here.
You're going to sniff it out.
I don't need to. She got fired. She's at home. Oh.
I feel like even if it was an adult kid, your mom and dad are broken up because of her and him. Like, I'd be hurting.
Oops. No.
We'll be there with a wink and a smile and a great old time. Yeah, we'll be there wherever we are. There's some fun to be found. We'll be there when you turn that corner. We'll jump out the bush with a big bear hug and a smile. We'll be there when it's 5 o'clock and you're off the clock and you can't find much to do, and you wanna hang out, maybe dance around or hang with somebody new. We'll be right there, 'cause you're part of the crew, and we'll be right there waiting for you. When the weekend comes and you're up for fun and you're way too cool for the clubs, we can make a plan or just hang around and snack on a honey bun. We'll be right there, 'cause you're part of the crew, and we'll be right there waiting
Well, she's like 17. So like, what do y'all think about that? That there are children, yes, but they'll also be all right because dad's working clearly too. I don't know. If I'm being honest with you, I always kind of forget about the children.
Think of the children.
So I wasn't even thinking about that. But also, we were just having this discussion, actually. Hold on. Me and Sapo were having this discussion. I'd love to have this discussion with y'all as well. Do children deserve to be punished?
For what?
Will you let me finish? Will you let me cook?
It sounded like you finished.
Do kids deserve to be punished? For example, Ted Cruz and his daughters, do they deserve to be like hated on because of their dad? What about Obama's kids? Do they deserve to be hated by Republicans? What about Elon's kid that he keeps around his neck?
Oh my God. So,
do you think that he deserves the hate?
I don't think they deserve it for what their parents did, but
I think it's
gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like it's inevitable.
and like the whole like how Elon's been just bringing his kid around. If someone's coming to kill you, they're gonna kill your kid too.
In the bloodline.
And you know that, and you're putting your kid in the line of fire. And I feel like it's the same thing with all these parents who do shit like Ted Cruz. He knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows everyone hates him. He could retire at any time. He could just stop. He's got money. He's gonna keep doing it. His kids hate him. Like, it's visibly, you can see his kids fucking hate his ass at every event they have to go to with him. He knows that, and he's still being a piece of shit. And I'm sure if you saw Ted Cruz's kid somewhere and you were like, your dad's a piece of shit, and they'd be like, I know, I can't stand his ass.
Yeah.
So I feel like
okay, so
kids don't deserve it, but you know they're gonna get it.
So I saw this example, like maybe like it was a long time ago, y'all. So like maybe about a year ago, and it was like a small child, and it was like a celebrity, and the celebrity refused to take a picture. And I think it was like, I don't know who it was. I want to say it was Ted Cruz because I just hate him so much, but like the politician was upset that they wouldn't take a picture. And then people were like, oh, fuck him, that kid, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't fuck with his ethics. I think it was Captain America or something. No. Captain America poses with everybody. I don't know. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I know it was like a superhero kind of character. And he wouldn't pose with somebody because he didn't want to be seen with that politician, even if it meant punishing the child. He wouldn't even take a picture with the child because he knew whose child it was and knew that it would be used as like a publicity stunt. So what do y'all think about that? I would love to know because that's been like racking around in my head for like ages. And I gotta say,
I just want to say, I hate how this argument is always used to protect shitty people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can't make these people be held responsible for their actions because their kids will suffer. And like, if we fuck up in our life, something happens, like our car gets totaled. Can we go, hey, you can't. You got to give me a new car because my kids don't have a car now because our car's totaled. No one will give a fuck. No one would give a fuck. So
That's
why
so
would I
fucking
care
true.
when a shitty politician is being a shitty politician and their kids are getting laughed at or treated like shit by other kids? I mean,
Damn, that was a great analogy.
like, because you are responsible for your kids. We're responsible for our kids. I don't want to put my fucking kids in any situation like that. I'm not going to cheat on my wife and have 2 other kids. I don't want my kids to go through the fucking breakup and heartache of their dad cheating and having other kids, a whole other family.
And living.
Like, think of the kids. You didn't think of your own kids, bitch. I don't know. I'm really just kind of tired in general of this whole world protecting shitty pieces of shit and no one caring about people who are suffering more than these assholes who cause their own pain. So
Did you even hear me?
What?
Did you even hear me?
No.
Like, I don't want my kids to go through that, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, and living. Because you would not survive that. And I would do things.
Oh, I found out Grimes.
Oh, yeah, y'all listen about Grimes.
The kid that Elon's bringing around, that's Grimes' kid. And you know Dune, the like sci-fi space thing where they're in the desert with the giant worms and they all do spice, which is just like drugs that make you hallucinate. If a woman does spice while she's pregnant, the baby gets like psychic powers, and Grimes thinks her baby, that little kid, is like a psychic power baby from Dune, like legit from Dune, the exact thing. Like she thinks this kid is gonna see the future and rule the world or something. And I really think that's just Grimes kind of admitting she did a lot of drugs while pregnant. If she believes that.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. That shit's crazy. I can't wait to see what y'all think about that. Let me see what some of these comments I see. Ray said, I feel bad for the kids. But at an age where they can know better and don't, that's when I judge a kid too. Yeah, I'm with you. Like maybe, but then again, I know little kids that spout the most heinous shit and they don't know what it means. Do we allot that same kind of like for them too? You know what I'm saying? Because I won't knock a kid over, but I'll maybe pay another kid to knock him over. Like, I don't know. Hey buddy, I love your hat. Can I give you this bag of gummies and $5 to go knock that kid over? Oh,
it's actually not illegal to give a kid a bag of candy and have them beat up another kid.
You're welcome. But no, that's fine. That's natural consequences. Here's the thing: if we reframe punishment as natural consequences, it's a different convo too. Like nobody's actively trying to hurt kids, but they're not going to get the same respect as others. And
yeah.
Slaps on point. I know 45 Jr. is homeschooled because he was probably bullied. I think he's homeschooled because he's a rich child. And he's going to be a weird rich person.
Yeah, that kid is raised by nannies. I'm pretty sure all of Elon Musk's kids are just raised by nannies and tutors and shit.
Which is like amazing, but he's just going to be disconnected. It's like you remember in Avatar The Last Airbender, there was like a baby who got like accidentally like taken or he like accidentally got evacuated. It was like when we meet May. Avatar The Last Airbender, they go to Omashu. Bumi's in prison. The Fire Nation has taken over. May, you know, the one who sides a lot with the knives and shit, and she has a little brother named Tauntaun. And when the rebels had Pentapox and they were escaping the city, the little baby went along with them. And then they had to negotiate with them to get their son back. But Princess Azula came and was like, why should I trade a baby for an all powerful Earth King?
No, I don't remember that.
how do you not remember that? It's
I
called.
have very bad memory recently.
You don't remember any of what I described to you?
I remember bossing say.
Do you remember Pentapox?
No. Doesn't ring a bell. Do any of y'all remember that? I don't know why you looking at me like I should just know every detail of every episode.
You should.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, Avatar, I think I'm mostly shocked because like we watch Avatar like quarterly, I feel like. And like or at least twice a year. And like for you to not remember, I'm just kind of like, what the heck?
How dare you not remember that scene?
And like
I bet it was like a quarter of an episode. You should have remembered that whole thing.
But I literally just described the whole episode to you.
I don't remember it.
I remembered. I literally told you the
Pepperidge
whole
Farm
episode.
remembers.
I apparently not.
What's next?
Yeah, that kid has no. Yes. The baby was the May's little brother, and May is like a higher up. Like, remember, she lives across the street from the palace. Like, that's in a much later season. I'm not expecting y'all to know all of that, but yes. And they had to negotiate to give him back. And Princess Azula was like, nobody cares about that child. And I was like, God damn. Anyway. Oh, see, look. Yeah.
I remember it vaguely also. Like,
No, you don't.
I don't remember the names.
No, you don't. You don't remember anything.
You're right. I've never seen that show, actually. My whole life is a lie.
Yes, I can vividly see that exact episode. Like when I tell y'all that I literally described the entire episode, I wasn't kidding.
Guess you'll have to show me later.
Yeah, I will. Trust.
I don't know. I just feel like instead of people worrying about the children of other people, I think other people should care about their actions and how they affect their children more.
Yeah, I have
think
to
the world
agree.
would be way better if people lived that way.
Yeah.
Instead of just counting on people to feel bad for them after they fuck everything up.
I'll agree to that and we can drop it. But I just really wanted to ask y'all about that because I've been thinking about that for a long time. Okay. Good night. Yeah. All right. So we have a little bit more time. Yep. But they were like so cute because all you had to do was like, and then like they were like, and then like yeah. Anyway, would I be the asshole if I report my therapist for essentially calling me a misogynist? Am I the asshole for leaving my friend's group chat? Am I the asshole for siding with my mom over my dad over the obituary? So put a dove, a phone, or a talk.
Night.
Have a good night. A phone, a dove, or a talk. I feel like that dove one's going to be mad sad. I'm like scared of it. And also thank you guys once again for hanging out and being in my Discord channel and just being around. I really appreciate y'all. And like I said, I really want to give a special shout out to Another Crazy Day just because because y'all totally saved my ass today because I was just not ready. And then 2 doves and a talk. 2 doves, 3 doves, and a talk. The doves go. All right. Let's get this one out the way. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm afraid. Am I the asshole for siding with my mom over my dad and stepmom after mom published the obituary my sister wrote that didn't mention our stepmom, step, or half siblings?
So is the dad's? Oh wait, who? Oh, the sister died.
Mm-hmm. So the sister had an obituary.
The mom wrote.
after mom published the obituary my sister wrote.
Oh, she wrote it herself, like
Yes.
before.
That didn't mention them.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna.
say no. Like
Yeah.
she wrote that herself. She meant that shit.
So my sister died last week. She was 19. She'd been sick for 4 years and knew it was terminal for the last 11 months. She planned most of her funeral months ago and wrote her obituary herself. She told me and mom that she wanted it to what she told me and mom she wanted that to be what was published and she wanted us to stick to her funeral plans. She said she didn't want anything fake or not her. Our dad wasn't part of this. My sister wasn't as close to him since he remarried 6 years ago, and she'd lived with mom full time when she got sick. Dad still saw her, but their relationship wasn't good. She hadn't seen our stepmom in over 3 years or our step siblings, who are our stepmom's kids, before she married dad, or our half siblings from our dad and stepmom. And in her obituary, she didn't mention them, just mom, dad, me, our grandparents, aunts, uncles, and a few cousins. That's the obituary we published, and my dad and stepmom were furious. They told mom she should have added to it when she knew my sister left them off. Dad tried to order her to submit a change, but my mom said no.
Wait, isn't it already like in the newspaper?
Yeah.
So he wants them to be like, in like 2 weeks after it's in there, minor change on the obituary from a few weeks ago. It
Right.
actually meant to say stepmom. What?
Exactly.
Stupid.
And before they start printing.
Yeah.
They start printing like immediately.
It's
So
already
like
printed, and that's how they saw it. That's it.
yeah, that's it. Like they probably already had the obituaries from when she was alive.
Right.
Like crazy. Anyway, so my dad wanted me to convince mom, but I was with my mom saying no. My sister didn't want them mentioned, and it was her obituary that she wrote. And what she wrote, what was published, and I feel like it's the right thing to do. I think my mom, I don't think my mom did anything wrong. The funeral was so awkward because of the tension. My sister hadn't wanted our stepmom, siblings, or half siblings to be seated with the family. In the end, my stepmom and her kids stayed home, and dad was with me and mom at the service. When it was over, my sister's best friend gave us each a letter from my sister.
Ooh.
The time was again the timing was again what my sister wanted. My dad's letter set him off even more, and he was angry at mom and then at me for taking her side over theirs.
What?
Oh.
What is he mad about?
Maybe she found out that they were cheating. Maybe he's a cheater. I wonder if they're going to say anything about the letters.
Yeah, like what was in the letters?
Oh, what if they don't know?
Well, he got mad about it. So I doubt he would tell him. Oh.
It wasn't because of an affair. What if she was like, I'm glad that you weren't with me when I died? What if she said something like, I don't even think you're my dad anymore. I don't think blah, 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 blah.
She sounds like she really planned this out. What if she had like different letters written
For different parts of life.
For like, if the dad was like chill, it was going to be a different letter.
Ooh.
But since he was fighting it and mad the whole time, she was like, I can't believe you did this or whatever. And so
Wow.
he was extra mad.
You're so predictable, Dad, because you're a fucking narcissist. Oh my gosh.
And then like the mom one was just like, thank you for like holding to what I wanted or whatever.
Right. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Said, I wish she hadn't needed to. I wish we could have saved my sister. She told me last night she honored the wishes of her first baby. And it felt like the least she could do since she couldn't give her a longer life. Oh. Oh. Okay, I think so. He did try, but it wasn't good enough for my sister, and she was pretty clear she wasn't looking to repair things more than they had. He also tried pleading with her about his wife and the other kids, but said that they didn't matter and she didn't want him annoying her about them when she was sick. What? He also tried pleading
It sounds like he was like trying to force her
to have a
play-
relationship.
Yeah, to like play family with him, but she was like, "I am fucking dying.
Can you leave me
I
alone?
just want to enjoy my time with my mom and maybe you, but you're making it hard."
I think they thought she'd change her mind before she died, but she was firm. Dad let it go because he didn't want to make her worse. Jeez. It's just, if I could just have an iota, okay, an iota of audacity, please. I just need a little just to get through the rest of my life.
Just the rest of my life.
Just the rest of my life. Oh my gosh. Oh. Ooh, you want to hear something fucked up? Also, I'm going to read one more story and I think I'm done. But you want to know what I think? What if they needed the obituary for work because they wanted a free week off work?
Ooh, and that's all it was. Just they couldn't get the week off of work because they weren't on
Skull.
the obituary.
Huh?
You think that's all it was?
I think that they straight up wanted them on there so they could get a week off of work or something.
I wouldn't even put it past people to be that fucking petty and stupid.
I would fully believe it. Because, like, the amount of people who pretend that their parents, their uncles, their grandmas die, that they get into car accidents and they think that shit won't actually come. The amount of people who fucking do that instead of just taking accountability for being a piece of fucking shit make me so angry. I left my work badge at my house today.
Yo.
It was the worst experience because I was like a quarter of the way to work. I had to turn around. I had to text my boss who's been on me about my attendance. Even though I've got the time, she just wants me to like be a leader and I just don't care. But still, I want to care. It's just hard anyway. But anyway, I'm just like, it was the worst day. Okay, I'm just saying. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. What? No, I forgot what I was talking about.
I was gonna say when I worked at Amazon, people were really using that like my uncle died. My
Oh,
aunt
yeah.
died.
I told the truth to my manager. Instead of being a piece of shit and just saying, "Oh my god, I got into an accident." I was honest. Okay, now go ahead.
And like sometime while I was there, they like finally changed the policy where it could only be like direct, like sister, brother, whatever
Immediate.
type shit. And then like I think like Gage's grandma died or something like the week after that, and so they wouldn't let him off.
I would have quit.
Right.
I would have fucking quit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all though. The reason why I said that is because I definitely did that with my grandpa. I didn't pretend like he died. I was happy when he died because that meant I got a week off work. And I was like, "Thanks for the gift, you evil bastard." I got a week off work for you. Thank you. But I think they just want it for appearances. Yeah. That's
It's
probably
hard to tell themselves in as like a good stepmom and my daughter died crybabies type story.
yeah.
If you're not even in the obituary.
Right.
You can't even show the obituary off like, oh my god, my stepdaughter. Look at that. You're not even in it, bitch.
Right, man, go fuck yourself. Oh, she battled cancer for 4 whole years, and I was with her every step. I was holding her
I
hand,
held her hand and she
her
died.
frail
Her
hand.
last words were, I love you. You're like my real mom.
You're like my real mom. She couldn't even write the obituary or plan her own funeral. I've been doing it myself. Bitch, shut up. Anyway, am I the asshole for leaving my friend's group chat after no one acknowledged my birthday invite? Do a phone, or would I be the asshole if I
Do
report
that
my
one.
therapist?
People have been yelling for it.
Yeah, I see Michelle and BFK. Let me just go ahead and give you this one because I know y'all wanted it. But all right, let's do this. To start this off. Oh no. What is this, an hour?
What?
Is this an hour?
Duolingo? Yeah, you got 2 hours. Chill.
Okay.
Jeez.
Would I be the asshole if I report this? if I report my therapist for essentially calling me a misogynist? To start off, I'm in the UK where we have a public mental health service for young people. You can't actually choose, you can't exactly choose your therapist either, you're just assigned one. Today was my second session with a therapist from the service. Excuse me. I've had private therapy before and I had to stop because it was expensive, where I was able to help pick out a therapist and my request was then, am I being crazy?
You're reading it fine. It's just written
Had
fine.
to stop because it was expensive, where I was able to help pick out a therapist and my request then was for a male therapist. I'm male, so I find it easier to open up to men versus women in that context.
I think if you read it in a British accent, it makes sense.
No, because
British.
I'm not gonna concentrate on my accent.
My mother
and these...
mentioned this to Kamshish for whatever reason. Then when they asked for info on me, so I'm guessing it's on my file.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
That sounded like Con
It's-
Super Newson phone.
It kind of does.
Okay, you need to quit it.
I need to smoke more.
You should. Here's bismuth. Here's some fuego. Good job. I love you. You're beautiful and I love these pants on you. Anyway, during my first section with this therapist, she mentioned that and asked if I hold any anger towards women or
Do you
why
hold
can't
any anger? See?
or why
how
I
they talk.
can't tell her things that I would otherwise tell a man. I told her I don't really mind either way. That session otherwise went well. I talked a bit about current things bothering me in my life and dealing with change as I no longer live at home. I was a little shy and didn't say a lot. Today, we talked a little more about my past stuff and family relationships. I mentioned that although I love her, I'm angry at my mom. I had some things written down from a post I've made before in bullet points, and one of them was that I wish I were allowed to criticize my mother even a little bit. She's beaten me in the past, although not a lot, and she made me stay in contact with 2 men who abused me for far too long. Note, in one of the cases, she was living with him, but she has a stable job, made more than him, and could have left. I mentioned that people tend to take my word when I say that I hate my father, but they tell me to be more grateful when I mention anything slightly critical of my mother or imply that she was more of a victim than me.
She probably was. Okay, but scroll back up. Look, go back up.
What?
back up.
Where?
To where I was reading.
I don't know where you
Go
were.
up. Right there. Okay, so look, it went off the rails when I got to the CAMHS. I didn't know how to say that, and so I kind of just lost the whole accent at that point. I'm just saying.
Get the fuck away. No, anyway. I'm not sure I'm understanding what he's trying to say. I mentioned that people tend to take my word when I say that I hate my dad, but they tell me to be more grateful when I mention anything slightly critical of my mother or imply that she was more of a victim than me.
Oh, I thought the dad was abusing him. So
They
wait,
both
they
were.
both were.
She was neglectful and stayed with abusive men.
Hmm.
But I just really am having a hard time understanding. Like, I'm reading the words, but I'm not intaking them. The therapist suggested that I was wrongly putting the blame of the bad men on in my life on my mother, and that I could be feeling this because of online content. Red pill. And talked about having other male client services user my age who feel hostile towards women, especially boys from my background. I'm unsure if she was referring to culture as she knows I'm half Pakistani, but I let that pass and told her that I don't feel hostile towards women in general. I just don't like women who happen to have abusive traits, just as I dislike men with abusive traits, and that I'm not any fan of my mother's behavior. I thought that maybe she misunderstood what I said, but she insisted that talking to a mental health professional about showing certain discriminatory traits is the first step towards getting better. My friends were really surprised and said that I should file a complaint, but my concern is that I was overreacting a little. I don't think what she would I don't think that she was in the right at all, but again, a formal complaint seems a little too far. Would I be an asshole to do a complaint? I found out that there's an edit. I found out that I found out that I apparently can request for another therapist, so there's that. I'm considering just doing that and saying we don't click rather than filing a complaint, but I don't know. I can DM my main account name if that's relevant, but I don't post incel stuff. Note, my question wasn't whether or not should I forgive my mother for knowingly encouraging me to be around SA men, or whether or not it was my fault, or whether or not it was her obligation to remove me from that situation. Trigger warning. I am so sorry. I understand that some cultures or people in other countries don't take child abuse seriously, but she was born and raised in the UK, was educated, went to uni, etc. Why do people always put ECT? I'm sorry, that just irritates me to no end.
Ect.
It's etc.
Yeah.
It's not tetra.
Could be.
Gonna try to get a new therapist if I'm able to make a request. Just saying that we didn't get along. That firmly feels like the right decision middle ground. Thanks to the people who informed me that filing complaint isn't my only option, and that I can in fact make a request to see someone else.
Okay. I didn't get that she was abusing him also.
Well, I mean, is it not abusive to?
No, like she was literally putting him around abusive men.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I thought it was her dad or his dad, and she was just staying with the dad.
She was.
Wait.
She was doing both.
Oh. Oh. Well, I was way off, I guess.
I'm just like, I'm so confused. What?
I'm confused.
Oh, what were you thinking?
I thought. Oh, I don't know what that was.
Because you keep hitting the table. You thought.
I thought that it was like the dad was abusing him and she was letting it happen.
Yes.
I didn't know there were other men that she was bringing around him.
Apparently two. Just
Okay.
one and dad.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. What a piece of shit, mom. Whenever I think I'm a terrible mother, I always think about stories like this and just know that I'm fucking mother of the year compared to these people. I give my kids hugs. I tell them I love them. I tell them they're beautiful. And I tell them that they're going to take over the world one day. You know what I'm saying? Moira. Hold on. Even if she was a victim, she still hurt him. Yeah, so he gets to complain. Right. Your mom beat you and you don't like her because of that. Sounds like an insult to me. Abuse is terrible no matter which parent it is, right? Yep. Oh, lol. Is that from Schitt's Creek, right? Oh my god, I don't think we ever finished that.
We did not.
I have to be in the right headspace because, like, sometimes, like, thinking about what they came from and, like, it just makes me feel sad for them. But this show
Yeah.
is fucking hilarious, though. But it's also, like, kind of cringy, but hilarious. I can't deal with that right now. Let me just say, I can't deal with that right now. Ect. Okay. All right. And then we have one more, and it's am I the asshole for leaving my friend's group chat after no one acknowledged my birthday invite? I'm a little confused by this title, I'm not gonna lie. So your friend's group chat. So it's not even your group chat that centers around you or you and two other people. Like y'all all equally get attention. Like this is your friend's
But it's their
group
birthday.
chat. But this isn't your group chat.
So
I don't know.
if I was in a group chat and no one cared about me, I would leave.
Let's see what's going on.
Matter of fact, I'll leave right now. Do you care about me?
I care about you, but your birthday isn't until October. What do you want?
Okay, I'll stay.
Man, shut the fuck up. Am I the asshole for leaving my friend's group chat after no one acknowledged my birthday invite? Last story, okay? I, 19 female, recently had my birthday on a Sunday. My friend's birthday was 3 days later, Wednesday, but she hosted her party the Saturday before mine. I didn't mind that, no issue there. The problem started when I texted our group chat about inviting them to my birthday celebration on Sunday. So the party was on Saturday and yours was all the following day? Am I misunderstanding that?
My friend's birthday is the Saturday before mine. Yeah. It's the next day. Right? Yeah.
This feels like an unreliable narrator. No one replied. I know some hadn't seen the message, but others openly admitted they just read it and just didn't respond. Worse, they moved on to a new topic entirely, completely ignoring my invite. At that point, I realized no one was coming, and it hurt deeply because I always put effort into making others feel special on their big days, but I never get that energy in return. Not wanting to ruin my friend's party, I went on Saturday and acted normal, but the next day I left the group chat. Even if some didn't mean to hurt me, I've always felt unimportant to the people in my life, and this solidified that feeling. I know leaving without explanation is immature, but I felt too vulnerable to admit how hurt I was. But now they're blowing up my DMs with excuses, but I'm not ready to listen. It's the same old I forgot or I didn't see it. I don't hate them, but I need space. Am I the asshole?
I say no.
I didn't like that story.
Good ending.
I didn't like that story. I'm just being an asshole.
Yeah, it's a bad idea to
Blah, blah, blah.
It's a bad idea to have it the next day, but also they could have just been like, "Hey, we're doing two parties back to back. How about y'all like combine them, or we do some other day? I don't know, bro. I can't do two parties in a row. Like they could have just let that be known. It's not like they just surprised my birthday's today, right?"
Mm. What was that story?
Yeah, the fact that no one said a single thing, I would have just left too, because it's like, y'all don't want to come to my party, and you also don't want to tell me you're not coming to my party. I don't think you like me at all. What are you looking for?
I was looking for that story
Don't
because I
worry
wanted
about
to
it.
see the comments.
Oh, well, you closed it. Yeah, you're kind of right about stuff. It's like a big birthday weekend. I really just feel like they didn't like that person, and they were right to leave. They should have left a long time ago, probably.
I'm so confused by this story.
What about it?
I don't know about y'all, but I don't believe this person.
What do you think is going
I
on?
don't believe them.
What's really happening?
I don't know, but I don't know. It's the way that she set this up that I don't like it.
What, the Saturday Sunday thing?
Yes, because it reads like it was the next day. So why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like why would you go to
Yeah.
both? Like why would you go to both?
Like,
Like I don't know.
but stuff said, like, at that age, two parties in a row is, like, not a big deal. Like, yeah, that's a birthday weekend. You go to someone's thing on Saturday, someone's thing on Sunday, whatever. But I kind of was, like, reading it the way you're saying, where she, like, she went to the party, but, like, I don't know. It's written weird. It is. Like, at the beginning, it kind of seems like she went to the party, and then the next day she was like, "Hey, my party's today."
Yes.
And no one replied.
Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like.
But then later, when she's talking about how she went to the party and acted like everything was fine, but the next day she left because she already knew people weren't responding before she went to that party on Saturday. So it seems like the week before they were like all excited for the Saturday party, and she was like, "And my thing's on Sunday," and everyone was like quiet, and then she was like, "Okay."
and there's no comments. They haven't even responded, so I can't even like look and see. I don't know. I mean, it sounded like all of them were exhausting, so good for them on all accounts. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that story. I think it sucks when friends groups break up, but I mean, it sounds like they were kind of giving you the cold shoulder anyway. So good for you for saying that you've had enough. But I don't know. There's just something weird about that story that I don't like at all. And I feel like it's an unreliable narrator. I'm going to be honest with you. And the comments don't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just alone in this. And maybe I feel some type of way because,
This
like
happened to you.
I know it happened to me. And that's why I'm being so, like, skeptical about it.
Why are you skeptical of the person it happened to?
What do you mean?
It's like the two ways I read it.
The way that it's written is there was no notice given.
But it kind of seems like there was, because she's talking about how she went to the party on Saturday feeling a type of way because no one was responding. But she acted like everything was normal, and then on Sunday she just left the group chat.
Which was her birthday.
Right, but why would she be feeling some type of way on a Saturday if they weren't talking about it beforehand? So she couldn't have just like dropped it on them on the Sunday after that party, because she was already feeling shitty about it because no one was replying.
When did she text the group chat?
Yeah, like
That's what I'm saying. Unreliable narrator. I have so many questions because I have proof that I was vocal to my friends when they ghosted me. You know what I'm saying? When I was in that movie theater by my fucking self. You know what I'm saying? And I have proof that they were talking and talking, and that they bought the tickets. They said that everything was okay. I have all of that proof. I can tell you exactly when all of that happened. Like, this just doesn't make sense. And maybe it's just like not everybody has the gift of gab. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just like being an elitist.
Yeah, they're on 19 also.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm just.
Ray said they're 19, so I'm going to chalk it up to inexperience and party age. Yeah. Would be okay say. She might need to find friends that want to be around her. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone to the party. Like, go fuck all of y'all selves. Like, eat a dick.
See, even Butt Stuff's wondering, like, didn't it say in the beginning the party was a weekend or two
We're
before,
exhausted, they're exhausted.
and then suddenly it's back to back. Yeah, it's confusing how it's written, but timestamps and receipts,
Yeah. What if it's AI? Somebody said that. I missed that. I'm so sorry. Anonymous Kitty for the win, because I definitely think it's some AI shit.
AI would be more narrative. AI tells a story.
Unless it was fed this way. It's meta. It just ruins everything. If it was. But I forgot stuff text. Right, like how often does this happen? Like, have they been trying to give her hints for a while? It sounds like they're just non-communicative.
But why would they all text
19-year-olds.
afterwards and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry"?
Well, what happened whenever I left the group chat
You're
and
right.
wrote that
People
fucking
just do
long ass
that
post?
shit.
People don't want to be bitches until they find out how hurt you really are. And then people are saying, don't announce your departure in a group chat. I'm going to tell y'all.
Fuck all y'all.
I'm going to tell
leaving.
y'all how much I'm disappointed in y'all. And I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to tell y'all fucking suck. And then I'll leave. But like, I don't know. I'm always that kind of person where it's like, you can't make fun of me for being emotional because I am emotional. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway. And then it says, if it were a person who is Ray, yes, they're exhausting, and I'm exhausted, so I'm probably just being overly harsh for no reason. If it was a person who is always trying to be like, oh, you're having a party, me too. That's what it was giving. That's what I was getting. And I feel weird that I'm sorry for being the odd man out. Timestamps and receipts, right? Or is the person who is so confused by everyone just gaslighting them? Very, very interesting. Slipe is like, tell him, baby. Tell him what? Tell him what?
I'm just listening to you.
They're saying you said tell him. Oh, tell him, babe. Oh, I knew that. Anyway, I'm all out of stories. We had some really good discussions today, I gotta say. I had a really fun time. I had a fun time talking to y'all about something that I had been like weighing on my brain about like the kid topic, and I realized I might like low-key really not like kids a lot. I feel like do I not like kids? Like, I feel like I was being really mean about the kid thing. And then I was being really mean about this like last story. But I like how we all had like open discussion and it didn't turn like crazy or anything.
I think you just had a bad day. You're grumpy.
I'm not grumpy, probably hangry, but not grumpy. And my tummy was hurting pretty bad all day. Maybe I'm hungry and I just can't recognize when I'm hungry because hot girls have tummy problems. Hot girl shit. But all right. Yes. I'm about to post like this video from like I came home and I just started cussing. That's it. Like I just had a bad day. But yeah, so let me go ahead and finish my night with my gorgeous husband. I can't wait. In the Discord channel, if you're part of the Discord, join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
I want to hear, what are your plans for tomorrow? Slappa and I always play video games, watch a series of some type like Lord of the Rings, or maybe cartoons like Adventure Time, something that's like a whole day affair. And then we'll play games, and then we order Chinese food for dinner, and then we turn up like big time. And then it's gonna be Friday, so that we're gonna be able to turn up even harder. And when I say turn up, I'm gonna sit my ass right here. I'm gonna drink a thick ass drink. I'm gonna hit the fuck out of this, and then we're gonna chill. But all right, cool.
Show us your pets.
All right, time to sing the end song. Is that cake?
No.
Oh. When it's time to go to bed, I know you don't have to be alone, 'cause I'll see you next Thursday on YouTube. Mwah. Love you guys.